Hey guys, welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. I'm your host Chris. Today I want to do something a little bit special. Last weekend I actually got to attend the National Homebrewers Conference, the 2013 National Homebrewers Conference in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania this year. And it's basically, if you guys don't know what it is, it's a massive meeting of basically all the homebrewers throughout the country come together, get together. There's seminars, there's conferences, there's beer tastings, there's all this stuff. But one of the big stars of the show is the Homebrew Expo, which is basically in a conference room, all these homebrew stores, suppliers, hop suppliers, equipment suppliers come, they set up booths and they show off their latest and greatest gadgets or hops or whatever. But it's just a huge meeting of all these guys. And the one that really jumped out at me this year was Blichmann. Blichmann had a gigantic setup. They bought a bunch of new equipment that they haven't debuted yet. Well, they debuted it here, but they haven't shown really anyone yet. They had a two-barrel brewing system, I should say. They had like a tower brewing setup that looked really cool. It was like an all-in-one brewing system. But the one set of items that really stood out to me, they're getting into electric brewing now, which is really awesome to see. I'm a big fan of electric brewing. I have an electric brewing system myself, but they're going to make it really easy for people to get into. That's always been the one hurdle for electric brewing, is it is very kind of technically hard to get into. Blichmann's going to change that. And I got to talk to Fletcher, who's actually the engineer / designer of the, it's called the BoilCoil and the RIMS Rocket. And he actually designed it. He did a little interview here. He kind of talked about it, what they're doing with the equipment, how much it's going to cost and all that stuff. So that's the video you're about to see now. And if you guys do have any questions, please feel free to comment below or send me a message, and I'm going to forward them to Pete. He offered to answer any questions. So without further ado, take it away, Pete.
I'm Pete Fletcher with Blichamnn Engineering, and this is our electric brewing system, new this year, brought to the NHC for you guys to get a sneak peek of. We have our BoilCoil. This will heat your boil kettle or your hot liquor tank. And then we have our brew controller for that. It's our electric tower power controller. And we also have our RIMS Rocket, and this is a electric recirculation heater. So I guess we'll start with this. When you're mashing, this actually goes inside the hop rocket, and you can see the plug right there on the bottom. Goes inside your existing hop rocket. You pump out of your mash tun through the RIMS rocket and then back into the mash tun. Just continually recirculate. This will monitor the temperature, and then it'll turn the heater on based on whether it's above or below the set point. The controller has temperature control as well as power control, and they work in tandem. So you can decrease power while you're controlling according to the temperature, and then you can also switch it to an always-on mode for when you're boiling. So after you start your sparge and you're draining into your boil kettle, you can go ahead and wait until you get up to a level above your heating element, and then you can turn your power back on. And the heating elements are all sized according to the size of the pot. This is a 15-gallon, and it's 4,500 watts. It ramps at about 2 degrees a minute, and they start at about 3,500 watts for the 10-gallon, and they go up to 5,750 for the 30 and 55 gallons. They're 240 volts. We do have one 120 volt for our 10-gallon pot, and we also have a 240 for the 10-gallon pot. They'll all come with this custom-made plug that we designed and are having injection molded. They interchange from one connector to another, so you can, as soon as you're done with the mash, unplug there, plug in here, and run them both off the same controller one at a time.
Now, are you guys going to sell the kettles like this, or are you just going to sell the pieces?
We'll sell the heating element and a plug, and then we'll sell that separately from the controller. So you can buy one or the other or both, and you can retrofit this into existing kettles that you have. It'll have a template included with the heating element to place 2 holes in the correct location, then center punch and drill. And so you'll just tape that paper template to there, drill your holes, and then you can install your heater. It has an O-ring face seal inside the bulkhead. There's an O-ring face seal. It holds has a groove that holds an O-ring, and it just bolts right to the side of the pot. So
price and availability?
Availability will be later this year, and we're finalizing our pricing. We expect our smallest one to start at about $125 and then go up from there by size. I'd be surprised if any of them are in excess of $200, but again, we haven't finalized that yet, but that's kind of a rough approximation. The controller will also be hopefully available later this year, and pricing should start at around $575 on that, give or take a little there.
minus all this stuff.
Yeah, that's just from here up. We have our D-featured tower light stand, which has auxiliary power and a pump switch, and then the availability to mount your chiller, as well as a pump. So, and this is kind of cool because it breaks down to a small, compact desktop size. It'll fit inside a 20-gallon pod if you're cramped for space, and then you can also expand it to about 30 inches high, so you can work it off the floor at a reasonable working height. It's kind of low, but it's very, very compact, which is kind of the appeal. And then the RIMS Rocket, this will start at about $150, and that'll be the custom lid, the plug, and the heater. Yeah, and then if you don't have a hop rocket already, you'll need to get a hop rocket in addition, and that's about $125 retail.
Are you going to sell a combo?
Not that I'm aware of, but we haven't finalized the marketing either. It's kind of the sneak peek concept model.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Hey, you're welcome. Cheers.
Thank you.